Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Good evening. What else we got? Any other languages? Buenos.
Boa tarde, buenas tardes,
Those are all good.
good afternoon.
Right on. See if I can fix my lighting situation. Oh, that's a little spooky. And that's a bit much.
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están todos ustedes? Espero se encuentren bien. Gracias.
That was good. Almost professional. Hey, dogs, I'll let you out. Excuse me.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Comment ça va?
Oui, ça va.
You know, I took a whole year of French in college, and that's like pretty much all I remember.
Oh, that's it?
Yes, it's very sad. I remember more of my high school Spanish than my college French.
Hola, Wanda. Hola, Leonor. Muy buenas tardes. Esperamos se encuentren bien. Gracias.
Wow. Really,
Hello.
Javier? Really?
Get some, you don't get mine.
Say that again.
Don't know if you can see my mug. It probably is backwards,
Oh, that's great.
but you have
What
to.
does that say?
You're gonna have to
Radically,
work at it to see it.
radically inclusive.
There you go.
Oh, I love that.
It's my wife's.
Oh,
It's
how
my wife.
awesome.
That is awesome. Where did you get that from?
It's Biddy and Bo's Coffee, I think.
Oh, that's a great coffee shop.
That's local, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always having meetings at coffee places, and she found this. So she was like, yeah, absolutely.
They have some
I like
t-shirts too.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Even had one creatively maladjusted, which is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. So
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
That's a
Very
coffee
cool.
to go to.
well, she's not here to say, hey, you can't drink that. That's my mug. Yeah.
That was getting ready to be my next question. You know, does she know that you have it? So you just answered that.
It's part of the marriage contract that we're allowed
That's right.
to share some of the mugs. I'm not allowed to use the always right mug.
Oh,
even,
no.
even though I am, even when I'm wrong, I'm always.
Wow.
Yeah, I can say that.
Wow.
But when our son got her the mug that says always right, I lost the ability to use it. So I can yield. I can yield. I would like you all to put on your calendar August 26th to Saturday night. I'll be performing my new music at Temple Emmanuel.
Oh,
So I hope you all can be there. I'll have more information in the weeks to come, but
Awesome.
should be cool.
Yes. You know, I have a cousin, I think, who performs in your genre. I think that but she lives, well, she goes in between New York and DC and the Midwest a good bit. But her name is Kirsten, but she is from
Piper Brown.
Yes.
I love Kirsten. Oh yeah, we did Porgy and Bess together in Milwaukee. We toured for years. Started in 2008. We were touring back and forth. We've toured a lot together.
You toured with Kirsten?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I thought you looked familiar.
Oh,
you were a
that's
kid.
wild.
Yeah. She's good people. I was at her bachelorette party, if you can believe it. It was all inclusive. It was radically inclusive. And we was just, getting down in a bar in Hamburg and just dancing away. People looking at us funny, but we didn't care. Yeah, she's good people.
Wow. Yes. Yes. Our grandparents are siblings.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So that would make you.
So it's pretty close family. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty close. Yeah.
What a small world. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, because she performed on PBS last year. I cannot remember the name of that play. But anyway, she did an outstanding job.
Oh, she doesn't do anything poorly. She really is amazing. Good colleague as well.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody. My cousin is an opera singer, in case you're wondering what the heck, but yeah. So
goodness, that's something.
Very talented, very talented. Mm-hmm.
She runs an organization too. I don't know how she keeps and a family.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Husband, kids, the works. Yeah.
And a full-time job and another full-time job.
Yeah, she is not a joke.
No, not at all. Let's see.
All right. So are we waiting on, is our chair? Yes, I see Chair Leak, Vice Chair Thompson. Do we have a quorum yet, Carlin? I'm resisting putting on reading glasses, y'all. I really don't want to, but I can barely see the screen right now.
I'm checking.
Thank you.
Miss Wanda, I'm sorry. My phone is on driving mode. I don't know why. If you don't see me on camera, but I'm here.
You can
driving mode?
You can scroll to the right. It should take it off, or scroll left. You might take it off of that.
Yeah, I tried. It says save driving mode on. Tries to push leave, and just kick me out of the meeting.
Well, don't do that. That's fine. We'll make it work.
Yeah, we will. But if you can get on camera, that'd be great. Because usually for these meetings, as y'all know, we try to ask everyone, if at all possible, to be on camera so that the public can see who you are and so on and so forth. Because we're going to be streaming live on YouTube and on the city's website. So if at all possible, if you can have your cameras on.
There he is. No, it's Adolfo.
Boss, I am driving.
Yeah, that's Adolfo.
And
okay.
And look, I think there's an accident because look, we're bumper to bumper here.
Oh my!
But anyway, I'm here on the phone.
Okay, great. Thank you, Adolfo. Appreciate that.
We have a quorum, boss.
Was the committee?
Awesome.
Was the committee? Were the committee reports email? I must have missed something. I don't have my committee report.
Yes, Erica, did you email those? I thought I saw those sent out.
I must have looked over it.
Let me see. Hold on.
10:44 a.m. Erica Simon.
I sent it about 10:48 this morning.
Oh, you did? Okay, let me go back. I've been in meetings all day. I'm sorry.
No problem. And Chair Leak, I know that you mentioned that you would be off camera for the first few minutes, so you wanted to bump the chairperson's updates a little bit farther down the agenda. So I did not want to forget to mention that.
Correct. I am in transit until until Miss Leak relieve me, whatever, from babysitting. So, because if not, she's gonna be climbing on my
Okay,
lap and
gotcha.
everything.
Oh, no problem.
I think you mean
Okay.
being a daddy is what you mean.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Well, commissioners, the time is 5:38, and Mr. Bell, are we good to go? Are we good to begin? WSTV, are we good? Yes, got to go ahead. Thank you. So, Chair League, you may begin whenever you're ready.
All right. I apologize that I'm not on camera. If you give about 12, 15 minutes, I will be on camera. But I do call the Human Relations Commission meeting I call it to order for June 22nd, 2003. And of course, I will ask our Secretary, Ms. Carlin Duncan, to please do the roll call.
Good afternoon, everyone. Chairperson Lee,
Present.
Vice Chair Thompson,
Present.
Commissioner Evans, Commissioner Haynes,
Present.
Commissioner McKinney,
Present.
Commissioner Preble. Commissioner Price has requested an excused absence. Commissioner Sarton also requested an excused absence. Commissioner Taylor.
Present.
Ms. Preble, was that you? I think I heard her. Commissioner Usher. Commissioner Wiggins.
Present.
And Commissioner Zuluga. Yes.
Oh, present.
Chair Leak, I just wanted to mention, and thanks, Carlin, that I do believe Commissioner Usher is with us. We did not hear him say present, and also thank you. And was there someone else, Carlin?
I thought I heard Commissioner Preble, but maybe not.
Okay.
I thought I heard her voice.
That's roll call, Chair Leak.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. At this time, we will go to our item 3 is approval of the May 2023 HRC meeting minutes. Of course, everyone should have received the meeting minutes in their packets. And at this time, I entertain a motion from the commission for approval of the meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
Motion by Vice Chair Thompson, second by Commissioner McKinney. Of course, I'm gonna have to go around the Zoom gallery. Please acknowledge yay or nay in regards to the approval of the minutes. I'm gonna start right back with Vice Chair Thompson. What's your pleasure?
Yay.
Thank you. Commissioner McKinney?
Aye.
Commissioner Haynes?
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor?
Aye.
Commissioner Wiggins?
Aye.
Commissioner Usher?
Aye.
And Commissioner Zulaga?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. And Commissioner Haynes?
Oh, you called me. Aye.
I did? Okay. All right. I'm going to make sure.
Yep, you got me.
Okay. Any opposed? Any discussion? All right. The ayes carries. All right. Thank you for that, that approval of those minutes. At this time, I asked Ms. Wanda Allen Abaha, was it okay if I could save my chairperson updates to the end of the agenda? Only because I am not on camera yet. So I wanted to make sure I was on camera when I gave my updates. So we're going to allow the chairperson updates to be towards the end of the agenda. But at this time, we are going to entertain our committee reports. And the first report will be the community relations by Commissioner Sarton. And I believe Ms. Erica Simon, will you step in for that?
Absolutely.
Thank
Good
you.
evening. Pride Progress flag mural painting on Friday, June 16th, 2023. Several employees from the Human Relations, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department, along with community volunteers, gathered to paint a mural of the Pride Progress flag in the crosswalk at the intersection of Trade and 6th Streets. The mural was recommended by an ad hoc committee of the Human Relations Committee. Created in 2018, the Pride Progress flag features Black and brown stripes to portray marginalized LGBTQ+ communities of color, and baby blue, pink, and white to incorporate the transgender community. Pride Winston-Salem. This event has two components, both being held on June 24th, 2023. The parade will start at 11 a.m. on 4th Street, and the food truck rodeo will be on Trade and Liberty Street from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The Human Relations, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department is a sponsor and will have a table. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Erica Simon. Are there any questions or comments in regards to the community relations report? Committee report. All right. Okay.
I would like to ask a question, Chair. I was just hoping that I wanted to ask and make sure that everyone felt safe while they were doing the mural. I know there was some security concerns and that security was present by our Winston-Salem Police Department. Just making sure that everybody felt safe while they were working on the mural.
Yes, we all felt safe, and there was a few officers that were there to assist us. I believe Chief Penn, he was there as well for quite some time.
Thank you.
Chair Leak, while we're on the subject of safety and the mural and the Pride connection, if you don't mind, I'd like to provide an update about another occurrence.
Please do. That's fine.
Okay. There was an incident that occurred last night, apparently, at City Hall involving the Pride banner. The banner itself was not destroyed, but the stakes supporting the banner in the front yard of City Hall were vandalized, so that the banner was not upright because the stakes were bent, and they were bent pretty significantly. And so I did not see it in person. I saw the pictures, but we did have staff on site who actually saw that. And so at this time, I was going to ask someone who was there last night and sent pictures and all that. Could you please let the commission know what you saw and what actions you took? Anyone who was there?
Yes, we arrived back. It was a little before 10 p.m. We arrived from a work event recognizing Wanda. And we saw that the banner was not up. It was just lying in the front lawn. So we went up there to see what had happened, thinking that maybe the wind had just knocked it over. But we saw that the posts that had been in the ground, everything was all completely out of the ground, and the posts were like very heavy duty posts, and they were all bent at 90-degree angles. And it seems really unlikely the wind did that, because I think it would take extremely strong wind given the strength of those posts. And plus they were all completely out of the ground. It was just a very odd thing. So it seems like somebody came up and destroyed the posts and pulled them up out of the ground and just threw it there and left it there. So we called the police, the non-emergency line, and they have an investigation open, and we've put the banner back up.
And so thank you for that, Eleanor. So Chair Leak and commissioners, just wanted to share that with you. And so the plan right now is to see if we need to just keep it where it is or change locations. And so that is being worked out internally, but just wanted you to be aware. Thank you.
And of course, this is not the first time this has happened this month, correct? This is the second time. Is that correct? Is vandalism?
That is correct.
Okay. I also saw as well that I was downtown yesterday in a meeting, but the flag was positioned. Has the flag always been positioned on the right side of City Hall? I thought it was positioned on the left side by the parking lot. Unless from the pictures, I don't. But yesterday, I just saw it on the right side when you're coming up the steps.
Right.
Yes. City Hall side. And has it always been there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I wanted to make sure. I just thought that it was put because of the first time that when it was attempting to be a vandalism, I thought that the flag was moved for safety concerns on the right side coming up the steps of City Hall. And so.
No, it was, I think, put in the exact same spot, right, Sharita and Eleanor? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
If I may interject, Chair Leak, if I may.
Go ahead. Yes,
has there been any desire to put up security cameras to try and catch these perpetrators who continually are trying to upend our efforts for DEI?
Yes, Commissioner McKinney, actually, my understanding is that there are some barriers and challenges to mounting cameras on the physical structure of City Hall because City Hall is listed on the historic register. And so there are certain guidelines and protocols that are in place. So I don't really know what the status is with that right now, but my understanding is the city has inquired to at least begin that process for trying to mount cameras on the building someplace, but I'm not sure what the status is right now. That's my understanding.
Thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
And of course, what I was going to say was, it seems, well, of course, it's really no brainer that this attempting of vandalism to the flag is occurring at night. So is that correct? It can't be occurring during the day. It can't be occurring during the day. So.
Yes, I think that is correct, Chair Leak.
Okay. All right. Any other comments, questions? All right. Seeing that there are none, I'm going to, of course, the executive commission, the executive report. I'm going to save that for my chairperson updates. I'm going to go next to the hearing board by Commissioner Haynes, if she has an update or not.
There are currently no updates from the hearing board.
Okay, all right. The multicultural relations, Commissioner Preble. I don't think she's present tonight. I think Ms. Erica Simon, staff will be reading that report.
Hello again. Juneteenth celebration. The Juneteenth celebration was held on June 17, 2023 at Innovation Quarter from 1 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. The Human Relations, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department had an information table inside Biotech from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. There was music, food, craft vendors, a health panel, and more throughout the day. And the planning has begun for the 2023 International Village Food and Music Festival, which will take place at Corporating Plaza on Saturday, October 21st, 2023. More information will come at a later date. Building integrated communities. The third pipeline session for 2023 will be held on the West Campus of Forsyth Technical Community College on July 19th, 2023. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Any questions for the Multicultural Relations Committee. I do want to say, I don't know who, I forgot what commissioners that participated in Juneteenth volunteer. I know I wasn't able to do so. Any commissioner was able to participate and volunteer to man the table?
I will.
Okay, all right. Can you all let us, can you give us a comment in regards to, how you felt the atmosphere was and in regards to representing the HRC?
It was a great environment. The people that came to the table, they were not aware of the tenant tenant rights and tenant laws, and so I was just there to inform them. I want to say about the true nature of the tenant landlord relationship, and some of them were, and some of them listened, some of them didn't. So that's how that's what went on there.
Okay, all right, and welcome, Commissioner Evans. I didn't see you earlier. Thank you.
Yeah, and
Anyone
Charlie,
else?
yeah,
Yes,
Charlie,
ma'am.
I was able to be there with Commissioner Evans as well, and it was a great crowd, and it was very reminiscent to me of last year's turnout. And there was a lot of interest in the work that we do. We had a lot of people stop, pick up some of the swag pieces that we had, and interest in the non-discrimination ordinance information and our housing information. And I think that there are people saying, I think we're hearing more tenant landlord situations, mostly around, increases in rent that have become problematic for a lot of tenants.
Correct. Thank you. Anyone else? Dr. Wanda, can you explain to our new commissioners? I know this is a partnership that we have, particularly with Triad Cultural Arts, and I know that we have been a sponsor. Is that correct? For quite some time for Juneteenth. I want the new commissioners to understand where our collaboration lies at within Juneteenth and Triad Cultural Arts.
Yes, Chair Leak, we are one of the founding partners for the revived version of the Juneteenth Festival here in Winston-Salem. And I say that because prior to the year 2004, I believe it was, there were individualized Juneteenth celebrations going on across the city. And my understanding is that they were at places like churches or rec centers and so on. But beginning that particular year that we got involved with Larry Womble, at the time Representative Larry Womble, and with Triad Cultural Arts with Ms. Cheryl Harry, we got together and we created the Juneteenth Festival as it is now. And back then it was held at Corpening Plaza. And the very first year that we did it, we actually had Dr. Maya Angelou as a special guest. And so we had a discussion. It was a roundtable discussion on race relations. And so we actually walked from Corpening Plaza up to City Hall, and we held that session in the City Council chambers. And I remember it was Dr. Angelou, Sir Walter Mack. There were others who were on the panel too. It's been a while, so it's hard for me to remember everyone who participated. But that is what actually got it going and got it revived. And we actually expanded it, and it's done nothing but grow since then. And so we are a very proud sponsor of Juneteenth, and we're very proud of the fact that we were a part of Juneteenth as we know it now, as the citywide community festival.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I wanted the new commissioners to be aware of the history and the present while we still are collaborating with Ms. Cheryl Harry, as well others to make Juneteenth a successful event. So thank you. Any other questions? Any other comments? All right. Well, thank you, Commissioner Evans and Vice Chair Thompson, for attending Juneteenth and volunteering. And thank you to the staff as well. I know, working on a Saturday, well, multiple Saturdays, it seems like the events are back to back. I know you all could be anywhere, but thank you for manning the tables and making sure that the constituents of Winston-Salem are knowledgeable in regards to the Human Relations Commission, and also what we do as well internally and produce external to the community as well. So thank you to the staff. All right. The new Horizon Fair Housing. We do not have a report, at this time. Of course, I do want to say that I want to thank the staff. I don't think I thanked the staff last month, but if I did, I'm gonna thank you again. To Dr. Wanda Abrahart, Dr. Rodney Christian, and all of the staff. I'm not gonna call the staff name out entirely, but to all the staff who helped put together a fair housing affordable luncheon. I think that we did a great job. The committee, as well, the team, given that for the last 3 years we have been virtual, so it really took a lot to actually be in person, but also to be sitting with others at the table and eating lunch. So I think that we've done our due diligence in regards to making sure that we're getting the word out about the luncheon, not just to stakeholders. And I know this was not on the report. I just want to put that out here. But to the stakeholders, but also to nonprofits, neighbor association, as well constituents in regards to fair housing and what programs could be particularly offered as home ownership, but also landlord and tenant rights as well, coming from the staff eternally. So I just want to thank the staff for pulling together with the Fair Housing New Horizon Committee to put it on the luncheon. I think it was a success, and I think a lot came out of that in some discussion as well. And I think I stated last meeting as well, is that the Fair Housing, New Horizon Fair Housing Committee is not the same as the Fair Housing Board for the city. So I want to put that out there. I know a lot of constituents was asking me questions afterwards, but even in community, it is two separate committees. Well, we are a committee and they are a board. And so our job is on the New Horizon Fair Housing Committee is to put together the Fair Housing Affordable Luncheon. So I just want to put that out there. Ms. Wanda, am I correct?
Chair League, yes. I think the distinction you were talking about was the Affordable Housing Coalition. And
that's right. I'm sorry. Correct. Yeah.
Yes, totally separate from the New Horizons Fair Housing Committee. And the Affordable Housing Coalition is a whole separate advisory board. And it is under Neighborhood Services, I do believe now that community development has been restructured, and there is housing development and neighborhood services as two separate departments. I think that the Affordable Housing Coalition went with neighborhood services, but don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. But regardless, either way, it is not tied in with the New Horizons Fair Housing Committee.
Correct. Okay. All right. I just want to provide that distinction to our constituents, to those ones who will be listening later on, but also to those who've already viewing as we speak. So I know, like I said, there was some concerns that came to me from community in regards to some fair housing issues. But either other way, I want to thank again the staff and the team for helping us along with putting together the luncheon. So, all right. Any comments or questions? Okay. All right. And we're going to go to our next committee report, which will be Student Relations by Commissioner Wiggins.
Thank you, Chair Leak. So we are planning the 2024 awards banquet. Tentative date for that is February 28th of 2024. And it is proposed to be in person. So that is going to be great. I think we have held it virtually, I think, for 3 years. So it'll be really great to have the students and their families, along with all of the city officials and staff and everyone to be there to celebrate our students in person. And we are working on the student race relations forum. We don't have a date for that as of yet, but as soon as we do, we'll make sure and share that with you and the community. That concludes the report for the student relations forum.
All right. Any questions in regards to the Student Relations Committee report? Okay, seeing that there are none, we're going to move to Director updates. Ms. Wanda Allen Abrahar for housing and landlord tenant updates.
Yes, sir, Chair Lee. Before we delve into the divisional updates from the staff, I did just want to mention that I have sent to the commission the citywide equity plan. And so I know that several commissioners have already looked at the plan and provided feedback in terms of scoring and also the vision statements. I think a number of commissioners have done that as well. I did send an email earlier today reminding everyone about the need to hear from all of you about this. The citywide equity plan is, of course, the city's very first DEI-oriented plan. It is citywide. And so it is something that we really need your feedback on because, of course, as a commission, you represent the entire community. And you also, more importantly, represent the diversity of the entire community. And so it is a best practice for us to receive community feedback, even though this plan is internally focused more than it is externally focused. But of course, we all know that providing good, solid customer customer service to everyone has to center around having a smooth and productive harmony and synchronization internally. So in other words, we need to make equity and inclusion as well as diversity top of mind inside City Hall. And that is what we're attempting to do. And so I would just like to thank those who did go ahead and send back their preferences for the vision statement choices. And if you have not done so, I really do need to hear from you still. But I'd like to thank Chair League, Vice Chair Thompson, Commissioner Haynes, Commissioner Wiggins, Commissioner Evans, Commissioner Sarton, and Commissioner Price for letting me know what their vision preferences were, the vision statement preferences. But in terms of the scoring for the citywide equity plan, we at this point have only heard from 4 of you. And we need to hear from, of course, more. So we have heard from Vice Chair Thompson, Commissioner Haynes, Commissioner Evans, and Commissioner Price. So if we haven't received your scores, and Commissioner Wiggins, by the way. And so if we have not received your scores, we do need to receive your scores as well. We just need to know what you think about the content, because what's going to happen next, and I'm not going to steal your thunder, Julie, is Julie will be working with city employees in a similar vein, and she'll talk more about that when it's her turn to give her divisional update. But I just did want to mention that. And I think we do have an overwhelming majority, even with the HRC, when it comes to a vision statement preference. But I think that we need to discuss the condition that Commissioner Haynes put forward with option A. And so, Julie, do you have option A available? Do you have that in front of you? Because I do not, and I bet you do. And because we want to do that and then include what Commissioner Haynes recommended as maybe an addition, just to make the statement a little stronger.
I'm sorry, did you want me to read it? I do have it.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, option A. The city of Winston-Salem envisions a city and community reality where diversity is embraced, valued, and seen as an asset to the city of Winston-Salem and its communities. Equity is the norm, and all are acknowledged for who they are and provided equitable support and opportunity for success within their work environments and their communities. inclusion through engagement, support, and a voice for all stakeholders as inclusion becomes our culture of connection, collaboration, and unity.
Thank you, Julie. And you all do have this. I know that was a mouthful, but you do have it. I did send it to you. But Commissioner Haynes, did you want to elaborate at all on what you recommended as being something a little more edifying for the statement?
Sure. I thought option A was very strong, and my suggestion was to add that the city is committed to all of the things listed in option A rather than just envisioning them. So I thought that would make it a stronger impact statement.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Haynes.
Okay, the city of Winston is committed.
So would that suffice, Commissioner Haynes? And will everybody else agree with that? Because everybody voted for option A, I think, except for maybe one commissioner. One commissioner was kind of on the fence. So if we change that one word, okay.
That would be fine for me. I don't have it in front of me, so as long as it still reads well.
Okay, okay.
But thank you for that.
Thank you.
So I just want to make sure I have it correct. So would it be the city of Winston-Salem is committed to a community reality where, and then the rest of it, is that correct? Okay.
That's what I'm hearing. And so Chair Leak, I don't know if you'd want the commission to vote on that or discuss it, because like I said, you all were pretty unanimous about option A. That was very clear.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's appropriate to vote on it. But let's read that again. If you can read that, Ms. Julie, so we can.
Sure. The city of Winston-Salem is committed to a community reality where diversity is embraced, valued, and seen as an asset to the city of Winston-Salem and its communities. Equity is the norm, and all are acknowledged for who they are and provided equitable support and opportunity for success within their work environments and their communities, and inclusion through engagement, support, and a voice for all stakeholders as inclusion becomes our culture of connection, collaboration, and unity.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to approve the this is of course the citywide equity plan, correct?
This is the citywide vision statement.
Vision statement. Okay, that's all. Okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to transfer over to my phone to the computer. Citywide vision statement. Okay. All right.
We might also say committed to creating a community reality. I think right now it reads as committed to a community reality.
Well, before we have it at have a
Chair Leak, were you asking for a motion or you want more discussion? Because
I'm sorry. My computer was unstable. My computer was unstable. Internet was unstable. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. But before I ask for a vote, is there a discussion or any comments in regards to the vision statement from the commissioner?
I agree with Commissioner Haynes. I think creating a community.
So may I clarify then, it would be the city of Winston-Salem is committed to creating a community reality where, and then, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I entertain is a motion to adopt the citywide vision statement.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the citywide statement as read.
A second. Okay, a motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Usher. Vice Chair Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Wiggins.
Aye.
Commissioner McKinney.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Commissioner Haynes,
Aye.
Commissioner Usher,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Zulaga,
Aye.
and Chair Leak is aye as well. Any opposed? Any discussion? All right, the ayes carried. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And so now we can go on definitely.
I'm sorry, but Ms. Wanda, Commissioner, would you get a comment? Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Shirley. I just would like to say thanks to Sunny for adding that additional verbiage to make it something that we could really hold true to. So thank you so much for your insight and for sharing that.
Oh, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so Chair Leak, we could just follow the remainder of the agenda and go into the fair housing and landlord tenant updates.
Is this my turn, boss?
Yes, sir.
I do believe so.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't completely sure, but thank good afternoon, commissioners and fellow co-workers. So for May 2023, we had a total of 38 calls that were received from CityLink. Year-to-date numbers are 452. We also we had 2 filed complaints, fair housing complaints in May, which takes us to 10. Unfortunately, we have only closed 7. So we are 1 complaint away from getting to 8, which is the minimum that we should have for FAP our size. The only other annotation that I will make regarding our numbers is that 452 cases and 67 landlord-tenant mediations for the time being are low for us. A typical year for us would be 550 all the way to 750. So if we do not have at least 48 cases in 48 calls in June, we're not going to even finish in 400. In 500, and that will be a historic low for us. So those are my comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adolfo. And so moving on now, we have our DEI updates, and I think Julie has already provided us with a little teaser because I kind of jumped ahead a tad, Julie. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. I'll start with the citywide plan and the equity core team. In our last equity core team meetings, we asked our team to review the citywide plan to provide feedback so that the voices of the staff members are being heard within the plan. They were provided with a matrix and did the same ratings I believe you folks did as well on clarity, relevance, and content. So when we looked at goal 1, inclusive engagement, on clarity, the team averaged a 5 in terms of clarity. Under relevance, they averaged a 4. And under content, they averaged a 5. Does anyone need me to review what the ratings mean? Would that be helpful? I'll review it just to, okay. So it was a rating between 1 and 5, 1 being poor, 2 being fair, 3 average, 4 above average, and 5 good. They were asked that if they scored anything a 1 or a 2 to please provide comments to share why it was a lower score. So on that, it averaged between 4s and 5s. On goal 2, which was infrastructure and tools, on clarity, it was average of 4, on relevance of 4, and on content of 4. As we move on to goal 3, which was workforce equity, on clarity, it was a 4, relevance of 4, and content of 4. So to this point, they seem to be feeling pretty strongly about what we've put so far into the plan. As we get to economic opportunity, again, clarity of 4, relevance of 4, and content of 4. And then on the last one on criminal justice, some of them were a little confused. Some of them appeared to not be totally clear that criminal justice is included in the plan because the police department is a part of our city department process. So I believe that this came out a little bit lower. Under clarity, it was a 3, relevance was a 3, and content was a 3. And they did give some comments on this as well. So they said contact, there were some questions in terms of contact with community is driven on calls for service. A reduction of contact can't be planned or the outcome known. Community focus on criminal justice. They think it would be good to do implicit bias training for the police, fire, and EMT departments. And then there was one person that just didn't quite understand why that was included. They seemed to not understand that the police department was part of the city department. And then under the vision statements, their choices, it was interesting because in discussion, a number of them were leaning towards option A. They felt that that was the most professional sounding one. But when it came down to voting, the majority of the votes fell into a vision statement B. They said they were leaning towards A, but they just liked that B was shorter. You know, I think some were thinking the content of A was what they liked and what was needed, but they weren't sure. I don't know, some of them commented that some people may not read all of A. I think if you have a vision statement, they will read it though. But they really worked hard in providing different comments on the vision statements and on the matrix in terms of the city plan. And they understood that the voices of the employees are very, very important because they and the people that we serve will certainly be affected by what goes into that city equity plan. Any questions on that? Any clarification needed? Okay. Other than that, what's happening in DEI? We have a very interesting upcoming training on gender expression. That is on the 28th of this month. After that, we'll be doing a training on physical disabilities in July 26th. And our very last cultural competency training will be on pregnancy discrimination. And then moving into September, we'll begin the DEI directed trainings. Again, the Equity Core team has been working very hard to provide the feedback for the plan and the vision statement. I'm still working on a format to assist them in having conversations with their staff members and colleagues. Department equity plans are moving forward. Our Fabulous Five has worked very hard. Fairgrounds finalized. They have finished. Well, when I say finished and finalized, the plan is a living document. So as the year goes on, any of our departments, as they see a need to tweak things or they see where they can improve, they certainly can do that. Police Chief Penn will be giving us an initial start date for working on the police department plan very soon, and we look forward to working with them. The fire department is working very hard. They just received staff surveys back, so they're going to be looking at that to see where they need to make any revisions or tweaks to their plan as well. On a transportation department as well. So transportation and fire department are getting close to finalization, and then we will be bringing a couple more departments on. As a couple leave, we bring more on to keep that process moving. Let's see, team events, you all know that. We had an amazing time Friday night doing the Pride flag. We had wonderful community involvement. We had some volunteers lining up to help with the painting. It went really well. It was a very positive environment. Then, of course, we did Juneteenth, which again, another wonderful event. And thank you so very much, commissioners, for being there. Commissioner Evans, Commissioner Thompson, truly appreciate that. And you see here, and I'll just mention this for any of you that might want to be involved. I attended the Mayor's Council meeting on persons with disabilities. And there's going to be a race called the Race to Independence. It's the Marty Hartman race on October 14th. They're looking for and welcoming volunteers for that. And there will be an accessibility festival at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. And that is sponsored by the Winston-Salem Transit Authority, and that is on July 7th. And all are welcome to attend that as well. And again, just kudos to Bob and Javier and Odilfo. We've been attending meetings in Greensboro with the New Americans Working Group, and they are an amazing group of people. And Bob, Javier, and Odilfo are doing great things in partnership with them. Any questions?
Thank you, Julie. And we do want to clarify that the Equity Core team is a team of city employees representing all departments.
Yes.
So just in case you needed a refresher on what the Equity Core team is, that's
Yeah.
what they are and who they are.
My apologies. I should have clarified that for you. And they are
no.
a great, hardworking group of folks.
Thank you, Julie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then for the staff updates, next we have our NDOs. We have Eleanor and Sharita.
All right, good evening. All right, so just a few updates from the NDO outreach program is, we discussed this a little bit earlier, but the Progress Pride Flag Crosswalk was completed at the intersection of Trade and 6th Street on this past Friday, the 16th. The crosswalk, it received a lot of positive feedback and media coverage. And again, it was installed on the recommendation of the LGBTQIA+ ad hoc subcommittee. We discussed this a little bit earlier this evening, but part of the recommendations from that ad hoc subcommittee was for some type of banner or signage to be placed throughout the city of Winston-Salem, and therefore we were able to purchase a Pride banner that has been displayed on the lawn of City Hall. It will be there until the end of the month, of this month, which is Pride Month. And in regards to the ad hoc subcommittee, Eleanor and I, we have been meeting with Commissioner Wiggins about the upcoming ad hoc subcommittee. Specifically, we will be looking at racial and ethnic equality, looking at 3 of the 4 largest racial groups in Winston-Salem. A particular focus will be on those groups that have historically been subject to racism. So far, once we took a look at the numbers here in Winston-Salem, the racial groups that have the highest numbers include African American, Hispanic, Asian, and multiracial. Also, we continue to educate the community and stakeholders by working alongside local organizations that serve protective classes. And so since February of this year, we've had 7 NDO or non-discrimination ordinance trainings, and we have participated in 13 outreach programs. All right, Ms. Eleanor.
Hi. Well, one case has been closed with cause finding. The respondent has agreed to do everything required to come into compliance with the law. NDO and fair housing staff have continued to meet with application developers to create a case tracking application for NDO and landlord tenant cases, and we are making good progress with that.
Awesome. Thanks to you both. I think Commissioner Wiggins has her hand up.
Well, I did. I had a question, but it was about something that Julie had shared. You said there was what is gender expression? You said there's going to be a workshop on gender expression for the city?
It's one of the cultural competency trainings. Gender expression is how a person, through their physical aspects, their dress and different aspects, expresses the gender that they identify with. And we'll be covering, that actually covers gender expression, gender identity, and sexual orientation.
Okay, thank you for sharing and clarifying it for me.
Absolutely, thank you.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, Chair Leak and Commissioners, we have language access. We have our LACs. Oh, I'm so sorry, Vice Chair.
That's okay. I just wanted to go back to, it's great that we have this second subcommittee starting. The first one we did was pretty, I mean, we all knew it was happening and we had a process for that. What is going to be the process for who's on the subcommittee and how we choose the members?
I will defer to Sharita on that.
Yes, so right now we're just meeting just to discuss those things. Nothing is set in stone. We're just kind of meeting to brainstorm about exactly, I believe the previous committee made a decision for this particular topic to be looked at. And so, no, ma'am.
No,
Okay.
this was something the commission discussed some time ago. And actually Commissioner Wiggins made a recommendation at that time for the next study subcommittee to be on race. And so at this time, maybe you could just talk about what you're doing in terms of, like you said, the application, some expected timelines, and then of course, inviting commissioners who may be interested in working with that subcommittee every month.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that we're looking at now. We're looking at a proposed date. We're looking at the previous application. Actually, that's our next step when we meet next time, is to look at the application. And so we are just really starting to meet to discuss it and discuss what the topics are. We initially just talked about taking a look at the numbers of race, which groups had the largest numbers of individuals who lived here in Winston-Salem. So we're pretty new. We're just starting. And so some of the things that you're asking, that's what we're looking at now. So I hope that answers your question. Let me know if you have any additional questions.
No, that's good. I just, wanted to have an opportunity for other commissioners to join in if, to help with the subcommittee.
Sharita, have you had volunteers to help with that subcommittee from the commission?
No, ma'am, not as of yet.
Well, and I'll say I just wasn't aware that we had started the work on it. So that's why I was just wanting to clarify what next steps are and all. I knew we had talked about doing it. I just wasn't aware that we had started the work on it.
Right. And when Sharita references starting the work, she's speaking specifically about trying to organize, okay, what do we need to do? Yeah. And she's been working with Eleanor to kind of understand how we got the ball rolling with the inaugural study subcommittee. Yeah. And so Eleanor's been a big help, just about, okay, we need to get applications straight. We need to put a notice out to the public, all of the things that we did to establish and create that last committee. But of course, because it was the inaugural committee, it was a little different because the city council had to be involved to establish a study subcommittee to begin with. And now it's just a continuation with the different focus each time. Yeah. Oh, Eleanor, I think I saw your hand, right? You're welcome.
I just wanted to clarify that we do not anticipate having any actual subcommittee meetings until October at the very earliest. Also, I was not here when the last subcommittee was formed, just to be totally clear. So
yeah, you came later. You came in later, and you were the big help with wrapping it up and
I did
getting
work
the report ready.
But yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're
you.
We're all working it out.
Absolutely.
Well, I just will say it was a positive experience working on the subcommittee, the initial one, and I'm looking forward to the work that this brings up.
Yes, thank you. And Commissioner Thompson, I know now Commissioner Wiggins had expressed interest in working very closely with Sharita on the race study subcommittee. Are you interested as well, or you just want to think about it some more, or?
Yeah, I think it'll depend on meeting times, but just knowing that it's coming up and kind of the time frame is not until October, it'll give us time to understand the scope of it. So yeah.
Right. Hopefully everyone will consider, whether or not they would have time to work with Sharita on the next study subcommittee, because this one it'll be different. It'll be different than before, because like she said, looking at the primary races that are represented here in Winston-Salem. So the way it's approached will be a little different. So it should be very interesting.
And do we anticipate though reaching out into the community for volunteers like we did for the first? Because I
Yes.
think that was really a wonderful opportunity to really interact with a lot of members of our community around the topic. So yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Good.
That's some of the stuff that Sharita's talking about that
Yeah.
we've had meetings around, just trying to figure out, okay, what is it? What is the plan of action? You know, what is it that we need to do? And so just really following a lot of what we did before with the very first one.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear we're moving forward on that.
Absolutely. Okay, and Sharita and Eleanor, that was, you all were finished. I'm confusing myself. Okay, we were about to go into language access, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so Bob and Javier.
The Language Access Division participated in several meetings and projects during this last month. The meetings include Blue Cross Blue Shield Foundation on-site visit for the evaluation of our grant-funded activities. The representatives received the information well, and they were pleased with the progress and the work that's being done with the Building Integrated Communities program. Javier was a panelist speaker at the North Carolina Working Group for New Americans, addressing the topic of emergency management for limited English proficient people, as well as other language access topics. The regular monthly meeting of the big stakeholders was held. Bob and Javier also attended the following meetings. Municipal Language Access Network, MLAN, had its quarterly meeting. This is a national access group designed to share information and best practices in language access. Governor Roy Cooper's Interagency Working Group for New Americans Community Listening Group, and the Fostering Partnerships with Local Communities Roundtable, which was sponsored by the governor's DEI office. The division also welcomed the Guatemalan Consul General, Jorge Arquila, in a goodwill visit to the city. A grant application for funding various language access activities was submitted. Various community outreach opportunities were scheduled, and various document translations have been done. Are there any questions? Javier, clarifications you'd like to add?
Thank you, Bob. I concur with what you said. Right now, the Guatemalan Consul want to come back to the city of Winston-Salem at the end of July, first week of August, to talk to law enforcement to see how they can cooperate and help them when they got somebody from Guatemala that is in custody or has been stopped or any kind of information that they need. And also, we went yesterday to a meeting, like Bob said and indicated, with the governor's office, DEI office, and we had the opportunity to hear more about the Homeland Security personnel that's come from President Biden's office. We had the opportunity to be with them, interact with them. It was a great experience. And again, the governor's office asking Bob and myself what we're doing here in Winston-Salem that is moving fast and forward in reference language access. So we told them we just work together. Nobody's looking for recognition. We just work for the citizens. And basically that's our words to the governor's office. Any other question, please let us know. Bob and I, we are here to answer any question. Thank you.
Okay, Chair Lake, that's it for our updates.
Okay, all right. And I'm going to go back to the chairperson updates real quick. I'm not going to hold you all as well. I'm going to start with our HRC annual retreat. And so that date, please put in your calendar real quick. If you don't have your calendar, just make sure that you write it on a piece of paper or something, which will be on Tuesday, August the 22nd. Is that correct? Tuesday, August 22nd, Steph. And Tuesday, August 22nd is going to be at the Salem Lake Marina Center. Okay, so we're looking forward to discussions and as with the commissioners as well, for the new commissioners to learn more in depth about the work of the Human Relations Commission. So that's the first thing. Miss Dr. Wanda Allen Abraham already reported in regards to the citywide equity, the citywide vision statement recommendation. So we got that part taken care of. Did we, I don't know if we did discuss the citywide equity plan review. Did we discuss that? We did. Okay, all that wasn't tied up. I want to make sure. Okay. So please make sure that I know some people's names she just called weren't able to put in your votes for that document. I think my name is on there as well. So I'm calling myself out as well. So please make sure that you submit that. Is that correct? I think that was, you sent an email out earlier today.
I did. I've sent a couple of those. We need your scores, commissioners. If we haven't received those, yes, we need your ratings, your scores for the plan as a whole. You all voted tonight on the vision statement, but the only outstanding part is just receiving your scores for the citywide equity plan as a whole.
Okay, and then when we submit those scores, do we scan them back? Is that how we're going to be able to? We can't do it. Yeah, because it's a document, correct?
Well, you should. I think that it's a fillable document.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. I know a couple of commissioners have done it that way somehow. But whatever way, and other commissioners have just done something on their own in the body of the email where they just said what the scores were. So whatever, either way.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll make sure that I'll make sure I submit mine to the commissioners. For those who have not submitted yours, please make sure you submit yours as well. And I was looking at mine. Mine's like it's a PDF coming up, but I'll make sure I can scan it back as well. So, okay. Any questions about that? Any question about the retreat as well? I think it's scheduled from about 9 a.m. when it was 9 to 10.
I think we had 10 to 3.
10 to 3.
I could be wrong. Is
10 to 3.
Correct me if that's
the general range, 10 to 3-ish. And Carlin, could you confirm the date? Because I think you had stepped away for a moment. Could you confirm the date and location again for us?
It's going to be August the 22nd at Salem Lake.
Okay. All right.
So you had it right, Chair Leak.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. So we're looking forward to that. And then we'll also dive into the strategic plan. Is that correct? And we'll vote on it?
Yes. What we're asking, commissioners, the reason this is so important with the citywide plan is it complements our departmental plan. We also have a departmental plan. And so we are going to be recommending to you that perhaps you use your strategic planning to incorporate what we're doing departmentally so that we won't be reinventing the wheel. And so the staff has some really, really, really exciting ideas to recommend to you for consideration for the retreat. And so if there's anyone from the commission who is interested in working on planning the retreat, please, please, please reach out to me. Let me know that, and we will include you because we do want you to have input on what the retreat is like. What is it that you need? What is it that you want to hear? Because this is the one time of year that all of you are being asked to come together for the majority of a day so that you can focus on the Human Relations Commission and better understand your role as commissioners. And even for our veteran commissioners, it's a great time to have a refresher, whether you want to have a refresher about, okay, what are we now? What is this all about? Especially since we have grown in size and scope. And then also just learning in general about some other key things, some other key areas. I think it's a wonderful opportunity. In the past, we have invited our assistant city attorney to present on the ethics policy. We have invited Mr. Gene Troy to come from Raleigh to talk about what's going on statewide and how does that play into what we're seeing locally. And we have also invited the city manager or an assistant city manager to come and give us some citywide updates. And particularly that might be of interest to you this year, because when you all get together, we will have just started with a brand new city manager. So it may be that you would want that person to come to introduce him or herself to you. And maybe you would have a few questions for him or her, or you would like for them to just give you some information. So that's the overview for those of you who've never attended a retreat. Now, one other thing is with the retreat, what we've done in the past is we've had a designated part of the retreat specifically and especially for the new commissioners. So new commissioners, if you've never been to a retreat, then there used to be a part that would be specific to you. And it wouldn't be necessarily excluding the more veteran commissioners, but for the new commissioners, it would be a way for them to really learn some foundational information, go over the bylaws and things of that nature. And then the rest of the day would be for everyone combined. And so that's a model that could be considered, but that would be for those who are interested in working with the staff and helping to plan and coordinate the retreat. So it's important. If you haven't, I'm sorry, if you haven't picked up your binder, if you've not been by City Hall to pick up your binder, please make sure you do so. If you've not been by City Hall to pick up your shirt that says Human Relations, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, please make sure you do that as well. Bob is actually modeling one for us right now. Thank you, Bob, our model for the day. And so if you would like one, please see Erica about that. And we can see if we have the size that you need. If not, it can be ordered. So those are just things you want to make sure you take care of beforehand. And also, commissioners, Carlin has recommended that all commissioners get a new ID badge because the protocols have changed in City Hall. And you can't really access the building the way you used to. And even if you come into our suite, you can't get in with the old badge, right, Carlin?
The badges only have access to the parking deck for right now. I think they're checking to see to give you guys access to our suite particularly.
Thank you. So please, if you haven't spoken with Carlin, we ask that you coordinate it through Carlin. Please don't try to contact a city department to get your badge. Let Carlin do that because she knows exactly who to contact and what information to share because they need additional information as well about access buildings and so on and time frames. And so please reach out to Carlin if you need to get a new badge made. And again, she's recommending everyone do that if you haven't already done so. Thank you, Chair League.
Thank you. I will say that I'll go to Commissioner Wiggins for her comment. I will say that I think it will be appropriate, especially since we have some new commissioners, to provide a orientation somewhat before the veteran commissioners come to the retreat on August the 22nd. So I think that will be feasible to do so. So I'll be willing to be on the planning committee as well. So I think that's necessary to do so. So
thank you for volunteering, Chair Leak. We'll note your name for the planning committee.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Wiggins.
Thank you, Chair League. I just had a thought about the statewide meeting that Jean Troy sent out. So there are two, correct? One is virtual, and then the other is in person.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I saw in my email. I saw that yesterday. He sent out the email to commissioners in regards to attending the statewide HRC meetings.
Okay. Thanks for clarity.
And there is an RSVP date on there. I forgot what date is on there, but there's a date on there. Okay.
Yeah, our RSVP by July 20th.
Oh, July 20th. Okay, okay. I thought it was at June 20th. Okay. Okay. All right. Any other comments in regards to the retreat? And then, of course, if you want to volunteer to be a part of the planning committee, please do so. Do they need to see Carlin, Miss Dr. Wanda Alba?
They can. Anyone can just email me.
Okay.
And let me know that you would like to be on the planning committee for the retreat, and we'll make sure that you are on that planning committee. But Carlin is for the ID badges
Okay.
And Erica is for your SHRPs. And Carlin is also for your binders. If you don't have your binder, because all commissioners should have a binder because there's important information in there for you. And then also it's an easy way for you if you want to, if you're in the habit of printing out the agendas and the minutes and all of that, then that's a way to do that and keep it all together. So everyone should have a binder. If you don't, please make sure you reach out to Carlin for that as well, especially the new commissioners. Oh, Carlin, thank you. Carlin had reminded me, Chair League, that there was not a vote to approve the excused absences today.
Okay. All right. Okay. We will get to that. All right. Any other comments real quick about the retreat? Okay. All right. Seeing now, let's go ahead and approve. Excuse me, approve. Make a motion to approve the excused absence. Is there a motion to approve the excused absence?
I make a motion to approve.
All right. Motion by Commissioner Usher. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Commissioner Wiggins. Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Commissioner, excuse me, Vice Chair Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Wiggins.
Aye.
Commissioner Haynes.
Aye.
Commissioner Usher.
Aye.
Commissioner Zulaga.
Aye.
Commissioner McKinney.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
And Chair League is aye as well. Any opposed? Any discussion? All right, the ayes carry. Okay, just real quick. Last thing I have to update to you all is we did send out on behalf of the Human Relations Commission a media press release in regards to the markup in regards to the city logo. So I think everyone was able to, what actually occurred with the alter of the city logo, but we did send out a press release, media press release on behalf of the Human Relations Commission that was sent out to everyone. Did everyone receive it? Did everyone look at it? Reviewed it? Okay. All right. So I just want to make sure that everyone read the notice as well. And I do want to say, as the chair of the commission, I just want to say that since I've been a part of this Human Relations Commission, that we have always, our job has always been to be inclusive, to protect all classes, ages, and races, and particularly for the constituents of Winston-Salem. And so that's been our role since I've been on the commission, but to also be equitable as well. And so you all have saw the press release that was sent out, and there was no comments from the other from commissioners in regards to that press release. And so I just want to let you all know, as your chair, that where we stand on that situation. And so, but we are continuing moving forward with the work of the Human Relations Commission. And that is to make sure that we are being equitable for all of those categories that what I just mentioned for the Human Relations Commission. And that's all I have to say. So, any comments?
Chair Leak, if I could just echo that there are 17 protected classes of persons
17, that's right.
under our non-discrimination ordinances. And of course, I know that you all as Human Relations Commissioners, you were created in the first place. The commission was created in the first place to be a reflection of the community and to ensure that everyone in the community has equality and a fair chance, a fair opportunity at whatever it is that they're doing in this community. And so those 17 protected classes of persons includes every single person. Everybody falls in at least one protected class. And so that was something that I think the statement reflected very well. I thought that it was a good thing that commission did go ahead and issue that statement. Commissioners, just so you know, there are times when the executive committee may have to respond to a situation that is going on in the community that will not provide enough time, lead time, to call an emergency meeting. Now, there are times when there will be hopefully enough time to call an emergency meeting and have a vote just for that specific purpose. But at other times, things are unfolding so rapidly that having an emergency meeting would not be the most expedient way to address the issue. And so in this situation, the executive committee took it upon themselves, and the definition of the executive committee is that it is comprised of the chairperson of the commission, the vice chair person of the commission, and the director of the department. And so that is the executive committee. And oftentimes there may be something that comes up that the executive committee has to act on quickly and do so in the best interest of the department and the commission. And so with this press release, that is what happened. However, the press release was sent to the commission ahead of time so that you would know that it was going out. And if there were any issues, you would have, if you saw it in time, that you would have enough time to ask questions. But just wanted you to know that when that happens, the executive committee can do what the executive committee did. And of course, it would be under the advisement of the city of Winston-Salem, meaning that if the city attorney's office needed to be called in for consultation, or the marketing department or the city manager's office, then those appropriate routes would be taken as well. So I just wanted to add that in.
Yeah, thank you. And
you're welcome.
I think that needs to be noted very well to community that who is viewing that at this time as well. So thank you, Dr. Wanda Abha. Any comments? Any questions? Okay. All right. Well, if there are none, I do want to say real quick that I did have a conversation with Vice Chair Thompson this morning in regards to some updates in regards to the Human Relations Commission, and particularly as you all know that my wife is pregnant, and so the baby will be due, Lord's willing, on August the 1st, and so the retreat will probably be my last meeting until November the 1st. And so Vice Chair Thompson, she has agreed to serve as an interim chair for the commission until I come back. But I do want to update the commission on that. I will be on a sabbatical for about 3 months, and then I will come back around November the 1st. Well, I don't know if I'll come back November because, well, I should. That's right, because we always meet the week before Thanksgiving. So I'll be back. And so she has agreed to do so. So you all are in good hands as well. So.
And Chair Leak, if I may, I would like to recognize and thank my staff, and I'd like to thank Vice Chair Thompson, and I'd like to thank Commissioner Wiggins for traveling to Greensboro yesterday for the recognition by the Triad Business Journal for diversity. That was really a phenomenal time for us to be there and be recognized. And so I just wanted to thank the staff for all the hard work, because as we all know, no 1, 2, or 3 people do it all. And even though it may just be 1 person, 2 people, whatever it is, who are recognized, we know that the secret sauce is always that you have a plethora of people working together. And even with us as a staff, we can't claim it all without also including the commission. And so I just wanted to say that, and just know that was a really good thing to know, that we are all in this together. And we can't ever forget that. No matter who may be getting the kudos or the pat on the back, we're all in it together. And so I just wanted to congratulate everyone for that. And again, thank you to those who were able to make it to Greensboro yesterday.
Thank you. Vice Chair Thompson, you have your hand up.
Yes. And I love how humble Wanda is. And I would just like to say what a tremendous leader it takes to bring all of these people together and to help guide us as we do what we do. So kudos to you for all that you've done, especially the last couple of years with the growth in your department and the increase in responsibilities. And I do want to recognize what an amazing leader you are.
Oh, thank you. Far too kind, but thank you. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations to everybody.
All right, thank you. All right, any I think there is no new business community presentations at all. So I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
No, I mean, is there a motion?
I make the motion that we adjourn our HRC meeting.
Motion by second. Second by Commissioner Haynes. Commissioner McKinney.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor. Aye. Commissioner Haynes.
Aye.
Commissioner Usher.
Aye.
Commissioner Longo.
Aye.
Vice Chair Thompson.
Aye.
And Chair League is aye as well. Any opposed to discussions? All right, everyone have a blessed night, and we'll see each one. We will see each other. I'm sorry, each other in August at the retreat. Is that correct? That's our next meeting. All right. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.